One of the other options that Lightroom offers us is on the left hand side of our library module, and it's called Publish Services. We have a number of options here. The hard drive option here, if I click Setup, seems to acknowledge the fact that many people, once they complete their images, like to move them to another location, and I've discussed that in an earlier video, and it's my preference. What I can do here is set that up. Now the benefit here is we only need to set this up the once. So let's go through the panel, set up what we need, and then see how it works. And of course we can set up a number of these services. We're not limited to one. Let's choose to use this one to save completed images. I've worked images through Lightroom. Maybe I've even sat on them for a day or so, but now I want to export my images out of Lightroom. I want to anchor all of those changes into a final file, and I want to put that where my finished images are stored. I need a title for it. So keep things simple so you always know what they're going to do. Here I'm going to choose to export to a specific folder, and it just so happens that we've now clicked into August, so I'm going to choose that location. I'm going to go to Choose. I'm going to navigate to my finished images, to my 2014 folder, and that's the location I'm going to select first. So there we have the address, it's our G drive. We're going into finished images in 2014, and here in a subfolder we're going to put the images that I create now in the August folder, and that will be created automatically for us. So let's tuck that and that away, and we'll take a look at file naming. If I tick the box here, you'll probably know from a previous video that this is a favourite of mine if I'm going to use this option at all, and we do get an example down here. So I could choose to use the word finished. I could even use the word August as well, but I think being in the August folder is enough. But there you can see exactly how the file's going to look, and that looks pretty good to me. So that's the file naming done. Video is not relevant. File settings. Yes, I'm quite happy to save as a JPEG file because this is the last save and only save I'm going to make as a JPEG, and I have explained that most of these images will then be backed up in the cloud, so JPEG is a good option for that too. But I will set the compression up to its maximum. I do still get compression, but I don't get too much, and I'm only JPEGing my image the once. Color space sRGB because most of the images are going to be destined for viewing on screen. So file settings is fine. Image sizing, well, I don't want to size these at all. I want the original size that I've created, so no ticks in that box at all. Output sharpening, none, thank you very much. Metadata. Include all metadata, yes, I'm happy to do that too, and I haven't got a watermark, but we can create watermarks if we wish, but I don't have one. So I've completed the options to export to my hard drive. So let's click Save to that. Now I've set this up for demo purposes on my finished images folder, but of course if we were going to do that we would probably set this up from within our raw files folder, because we would just be working through our image in or via the develop module, and once we've completed the image we would come back to the library module to export the images. But let's say on this particular occasion I've been a busy lad, and what I've done is I've created 5 images, and I'm going to drop them, drag and drop them into my August finished images publish service option. Now remember, when we create these options, if I select that option I see all 5 images, and if I've changed my mind because I've picked one up that's incorrect, or 2 that's incorrect maybe, I can highlight them and just delete them. We are not deleting them from our computer or from the catalogue, just from those that we're going to send to our hard drive in a moment or two. So if I go back to my folders, I could search any other folders that I may have. So I'm not limited to just picking from one particular folder. If I chose to add that one, for example, as you can see, the number has grown to 4. Once I'm happy, all I've got to do is right click and publish now. Look up at the top left, you can see something happening, but we could carry on working. We'll allow that to complete, and then we'll take a look in Windows Explorer just to make sure that what we think has happened or should happen actually has. So here we are in our photography drive, finished images 2014. Open it up, there's the folder that Lightroom has created and the 4 images we dropped into that publish option. The numbers look just a little bit odd here. Don't forget we chose a dedicated name or a name of our choice plus the original file name, but some of these have been changed a number of times through the demos we've made, so they may look a little bit odd here, but in normal circumstances they will retain our chosen name plus the original file name number. Coming back to our finished catalogue once again, if we right click at the top here, we can create another publish service via our hard drive. So we get the opportunity to make a completely new one. But it produces a new icon here rather than a list down here. So it looks like it's going to have 2 hard drives, but we could have more than one option that we want to use in this way. Here we are back to our publish services. Let me get rid of that navigator and it will bring that up a bit higher. Let's say I wanted to go to another folder, or I've created another image and I want to back that up as well. I want to save that to the same location. I can drag that in and it's telling us we've got 5 images. So if I right click and I choose publish now, what it's going to do, of course, is only just publish the one it hasn't already published. And here a quick look into Windows Explorer will confirm that fact. If we come back to our collection of 5 and I select the first image and hit delete, or right click and choose remove from collection, it does remove them from the collection, but it keeps them there, and I guess it keeps them there as a reference to us, because it helps us to keep track, I think, of those that we've exported and those that we haven't. So I could do the same for all of those, seeing as they have been exported, and I'll use the delete key this time. But you'll see the little icon up here says these are deleted photos to remove. We do get the opportunity to tuck these away if we want to, because we may have a lot more images there than just those 5, and they will be removed automatically the next time we publish an image. So let's select one and let me pick this one here. I'll drop that in my August and right click and choose publish, and when I go to that folder, now we've just got the one published folder and the previous ones have been removed. It's a great way to keep up to date, isn't it? Because if I remove this one now in the same way, when I come back to do the next publish, I do have a reminder on what the last image I published was.